Hello everyone, and a warm welcome back to all the participants. As you are aware, we are focusing, we have taken an action to build the pipeline, that is the DevOps pipeline. And the first segment or the first stage that you are expected to work upon is version control or source control. And under the version control and the source control or source code management, version control, anything that you give a name, Git is a very vital solution. So for that reason, participants, we did get started with the installation of Git on our local machine. We started to perform commands. We've started to run the commands. And using the command line, we are able to go ahead and run our operations. In order to host our data safe and secure and track it, we are using github.com, which is our version control hosting service for the version control. I would say hosting, in order to host your data, you're using github.com, which is built on top of Git. You would be having an account ID associated with the name of the repo, and it's a public repo. Everybody, please do notice that anybody can go and access your data. So as part of it, yesterday we did perform the cloning operations, commit operations, add operations, push operations, branching, using the Git CLI. Everyone, are we good, participants? Hello?
Yeah,
Participants, are we
hello,
good?
Kumar.
Yes, please.
Hello, Kumar. Yeah, good morning. Actually, yes, I got one doubt yesterday regarding the error is I got authentication failed.
Okay, what kind of authentication it is failing? Your Git is not able to go ahead and connect. What is that? Can you give a summary of that? So it is failing because of authentication. Can you give a little more information?
I have added a SSH code also, SSH key.
If possible, do one thing. This is the best thing that you can try it out. Uninstall your Git, completely uninstall your Git. Install it one more time, give a try. When you are trying to install it and when you're trying to connect with your GitHub or GitHub desktop, it will ask your approval. If you go ahead and give an approval, right, it will automatically add your keys. You don't need to add it manually. That will take care. I know what you're trying to say is your keys are expected to be added. You will go under settings and you will go ahead and add SSH key and GPG key, right? You're adding.
Yes.
You don't need to add that. It is very challenging job. At this moment, you don't do that. I know what you have done. So my suggestion, try to uninstall everything. Come with a clean installation, try installing with new, and I'm sure next time when you do it, it will automatically take care of it. If still the issue is persisting, do let me know. I'll help you out.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome. So participants, can tell me the procedure, participants, that how to go ahead and make the code available in a particular branch. Can anyone, if the interviewer is asking you, if you're working in a particular branch, how do you go ahead and make the changes in a particular branch? Can anyone treat me as your interviewer? I'm your interviewer. I'm asking you a question. Normally I do take interviews, so I'm asking from that. So how do you go ahead and do, contributions to a particular branch? This is my question to you. Anyone interested to answer? By the way, participants, I'm not going to give you a job based upon this. This is just only for making you clear that what an interviewer would expect from a question when it is asked. Anyone wants to answer this question?
Kumar, can you please repeat the question?
For an expected branch, let's say the branch is developed and you have two branches. Branch one is master, branch two is developed. I would like you to go ahead and commit the changes to a very specific branch. What is your process that you will follow?
Role define.
Yeah, you are answering the question?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Defining a role to the specific user.
Okay, let me make it simple. I'll explain you. See, this is a repo. I have a repo. I have two branches. master and develop. Master is for production. I don't want the code to be disturbed in master branch. I want the code to go ahead and sit in only in develop branch. You as a developer or you as a DevOps engineer, you're expected to go ahead and implement this for me. How do you go ahead and do that?
So Kumar, for any code we have written,
Okay.
we add, we commit, and later we push it to that branch, push origin and the branch name.
Very good. It's that you will go ahead and make the changes to that branch. Before that, it is make sure that you go ahead and check your branches. Git branches -a. What are the branches you have? What is the current branch right now? In case if you are on the different branch, make sure that you go ahead and do a switch. That branch to that branch that you're looking. Let's say my branch, for example, or develop branch that you're looking for. You will go ahead and switch to that branch. Then you go ahead and make a commit by adding those changes. Git commit those changes -m, my changes that I'm bringing in, and from there git push -u. Even if you don't go ahead and do this, it will automatically know that you're trying to push it to the branch which is the default option. So you can mention explicitly if you want to mention git push -u origin master branch or develop branch. Right now it is develop scenario that you will go ahead and use. Participants, are we clear with this process? This is what exactly we have done yesterday.
Kumar, I had one question. Yesterday you showed us to create one folder, right? You had created a Delta folder. But here, how to see that folder? I tried it, but I couldn't see that Delta folder here.
Folder, see, that folder yesterday I was creating Delta folder is just a simple folder that is created.
Yeah, but we cannot see here.
See, I meant to see this folder, the one you create here on a folder. And there is a folder which is already a Git repo. The example I was trying, if you go ahead and clone this, go into my desktop and clone it. I was asking what is the difference between these two? What is the command, participants? Git clone, the name of the repo, it will clone it. So there is a repo called beta, there is a repo called delta. I created a folder called delta. So what is the difference between these two repositories? Anyone? Can you figure it now? Which is a Git repo, beta or delta?
Beta is a Git repo.
Beta.
It's a Git repo. Now, how do you go ahead and make this delta as a repo?
We need to clone.
Just
Clone it by cloning. By
You
cloning
clone,
it to Git.
correct. You clone a existing repo. If there is a repo, just a folder, how do you make this folder? Git, you initialize it, git init. What it will do, it will put a .git extension inside in it. You will not be able to see that. It will say .git. Clear, everyone?
So we cannot see this delta folder on the repo.
See,
on Git.
No, what you are.
Sorry, if I'm asking some stupid questions because I'm not from a technical background.
Yes, I have a very small suggestion for all of you. Whether you come from a technical background, non-technical background, don't get into that understanding that I'll not be, I'm asking a question which is not correct, or forget about tech background. I'm not at all interested in that. Just focus yourself, guys. That's it. You will excel in your job. I'll suggest you one thing. Okay, it's not for her, it is applicable for everyone. Whether you come from a technical background, non-technical background, don't worry too much about it. Only thing is, whatever that you are trying to learn with 100%, then you will see the results. Now, coming to the point. The point is, beta is a Git repo, which is already there on GitHub. We are trying to take a copy of it onto our local machine. But delta is a local copy. Is it available on Git? The question is, participants, this was available from GitHub. This is from GitHub. The beta is from GitHub. Okay. Delta is local machine, local copy. Is it available on GitHub?
No.
No. So participants, now I'm going to show you how can you go ahead and make this happening? That means how can you make it happen? Now there are various ways. I'll give you a simple way that you can easily relate with. I hope participants, everyone have installed along with me the GitHub desktop. You have installed along with me, participants, GitHub desktop. Now GitHub desktop is a very amazing tool. If any one of you is not at all interested to write any Git CLI commands, Kumar, these Git CLI commands I can't remember, please put them aside. I'm not interested at all. No problem, use GitHub desktop. GitHub desktop is one-stop solution for everything for you. What you do, you go and install it. After you install it, you go to options and say, hey, GitHub desktop, listen, I want you to perform all the operations on my behalf. Do a sign in, allow it to go and access your repo, give it an authorization. That's it, guys. You'll see all the repositories that you have one side. If you have a repo that you have created on your local machine, click add an existing repo on your local machine. Choose that repo. Where is that repo? It is on my desktop. What is that repo? It's a Delta repo that I have just now created. It says, hey Kumar, you have that repo. It's just an empty repo. It is not a Git repo. Would you like to make it? Yeah, of course. I would like to make a repo. It says, shall I continue with the name called Delta? Yeah, of course, please. Delta. Create that repo. Now it is created on my local machine. But how you will make it available on GitHub? By publishing the repo with the name, say yes, with the name of Delta. Publish this repo. See, without commands, I'm doing everything now. See, commands are meaningful. Git clone, git commit. Now without commands, I'm able to do everything. Now let's go ahead and check it out. Whether this is available. Now this guy is available. See, this guy is now available. How long ago? 33 seconds ago. Just few seconds ago, I'm able to commit my system. Everyone, are you able to now relate?
Yeah, thank you, Kumar.
Participants, for this, what I have done, I've used GitHub desktop.
Kumar, can you say it once again if you don't mind?
No problem. I'll do it for you people one more time. See, now I'll create another folder called gamma, alpha, beta, gamma, delta, something. Participants, do you see something like a folder name called GAMMA gamma? Any folder, public repo?
No.
Let me go ahead and create a folder for you guys. The name of the folder is gamma, GAMMA gamma. Now tell me, participants, what is the folder? This is a Git folder or just a normal Windows folder?
Windows.
Normal Windows folder.
Now, I want you to take the responsibility of getting this gamma folder onto github.com. So what should you do? What should you do? You can go ahead and pull out GitHub desktop tool. You can go ahead and click. Is it a new repository you're creating? No. Is it you are adding a local repository? Yes. Where is your location? It's on my desktop. What is the name of the repo? Gamma. It has realized, Kumar, you're not having the repo, which is the Git repo. Are you sure that you want to make it a Git repo? Yeah, of course. Name of the repo? Continue. Now it is asking, do you want to do a publish? Do you want to go ahead and do a publish? Yeah, of course. I would like publish. Publish this repository to GitHub. Publish this repository. Yes, I would like to publish this to GitHub repository. Here it is clearly mentioned. Publish this to GitHub repository. So let's go ahead and press this publish option. Before publishing, it says, would you continue with the same name? Would you like to keep your code private? Private code means the code won't be available for everyone to read. Public means code is available for everyone to read it. So uncheck this box and publish this repository. That repository becomes public repository now. Participants, go ahead and visit my github.com. Can you see another repository with the name called Gamma here? See, Gamma repo. There's a Gamma repo. It's me. I have committed this. Can I have a quick round of confirmation, participants? Is this clear?
Yes, Kumar.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, Kumar.
Okay. Now, a lot of people ask me, Kumar, what will happen if I go ahead and delete this repo? The best thing that company will do is fire you. Why? Because assuming that there is a standard, that there is a code that is written there, and you're not supposed to touch that code and make any changes. You know, participants, what they do? Mistakenly, people are not aware, right? What they do, they go ahead and, hey, this is just an empty folder, right? What should I do with this? Let me go ahead and delete this repo. People do that, yes. Company will go ahead and give them either warning letter or fire them. Even I got fired many times because I was very new. Now I know what is a repo. Now I know what is a public repo. Now I know what is a private repo. So participants, very, very important point that you guys have to understand that there is no functional change from a public repo to a private repo. Functionally, there is no change. Functionally change in the sense, are they very different? They're not different in what they perform. The difference is, the major difference that you'll only find is public repo, you cannot see in a public repos, you can see the code. I have a public repo. You guys can see the code now. You can hit my develop branch, you can see the code. There are 2 files that I have written. But whereas a private code, when you go and hit a private code or a private repo, you won't be able to see that at all. See, you're not able to see that. Only me, I can see that repo, private repo. It's a private repo that I've created. It's a private code I've written. Only me, I can see this code. So companies will make sure most of the time they keep everything in private repos. This is a practice that we are trying to do because we need to keep the code. You can create public repository, but when it comes to real life situations, try using our companies will make sure that the code is written in private repository. Only you don't need to worry about public repositories. Public repositories, never ever, I recommend you, never ever create public repositories. Try to remain in private repositories and don't put unnecessary code which is not required to be placed. Don't put any code from your organization. When you're working in a company, don't put any code into public repos. First thing, don't create public repos, don't put any code, and don't get fired or don't get warning letters from your company. This is something, it is a suggestion that I'm giving you. Try to minimize when you are in working premises of the client. Don't use public repositories. Be very sure about the repository and don't put any unnecessary code, or don't first thing create at all public repo. Keep that as a benchmark. Okay, participants, are we good? Can we proceed, participants? Hello? Participants, can we proceed?
Yes, Kumar.
Yes.
Yes, Kumar.
And
Okay.
Kumar, we can supposed to delete the branches here.
Pardon?
Can we supposed to delete the branches in the real-time scenarios? We can. Right?
Done. It is, see, always remember a thumb rule. Rule is when it comes to deletion, right?
Yeah.
You can delete anything unless until your client has an objection. So make it a rule, participants, that don't delete unless you have a written confirmation from the client saying, even if he is asking you to delete a dummy file, even if it is a dummy file, oh, this is the dummy file, let me go ahead and delete it. Try to keep that as a practice, especially when it comes to code. If you have an approval to delete it, then only delete it. This is my personal learning that I've been doing. If I have to delete this file, I know it's right click and I'll go ahead and delete this file. I can do that. But what I had made for myself is, until unless I have an approval from the client in the form of an email or a ticket to delete it, I will not delete it. So the point is now to answer the question. Kumar, can I go ahead and delete the branch? Yeah, of course you can go ahead and delete the branch. Let me show you how to delete the branch. If you ask me deletion of the branch, I'll show you. I'm very happy. So go to any of your branch. Let's say there is a branch that we are working on beta. Let's say I'm creating a dummy branch called dummy branch. From master, I'll create. This branch job is done. Now what I want to do is I want to delete it. So how DevOps engineer delete is they'll go to the branches and they will go ahead and delete the branch. Clear? The simple it is to create and delete the branches. Even I can write a command to delete it. I can go ahead and say git branches -d name of the branch. Before that, you can check what are the branches you have. Git branch branch-a. Oh, I'm inside desk. See, it is, I'm inside the desktop. I'm not inside the folder. It says I can't go. So you have to go into the folder, then run git branch-a. It will list all your branches. Right now, this branch is associated with master. I would like to go ahead and do a switch. So git switch to branch-b, which is develop branch. See, it has become a practice by now it has switched to develop branch. Or checkout, you can try. Now you say git branch-a, it will show you that you are currently associated with the develop branch. Try deleting it. Git delete, git branch-d develop. See, because you are checking out the develop branch. So how can you go ahead and delete a branch that you're checking out? So you can't delete it. So you have to switch from a branch to next branch, delete that branch. That means if you are in develop branch, first you have to shift to your master branch, then only you can delete a develop branch. Okay, participants, are we good now?
Yes.
Any questions that you have for me, participants? Are we good? Can I move on further? Participants, do you have any questions? No questions? Okay.
That Kumar, you have not answered that question.
Which question is that?
Like you have asked about that someone has to know what the codes which you have written in the Git.
I apologize if I haven't answered the question. Is it a question or is it an answer that you're looking? I didn't get you. Apologize.
I'm asking for the answer.
Okay. It is little confusing. So what was the question all about? If you don't mind, I'll take that question, please.
You asked me like there is a code in the repository. Git, how to someone has to come and change that one.
Someone has to come and change that one.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I understood your question correctly, I'll remove all this. So I have this code. I'll remove this code. Just give me 1 minute. So I have this repo. This is the beta repo. I'm cloning now into my repo. So it says already there. So let me remove all these unnecessary folders first. Okay, skip it for now. Give me 1 minute. I'm trying to clone, but it says there is already a folder there. Now I should be able to clone. So first thing, what I'll do is I'll go to my repository. I'll select my repository. Participants, you can use git clone commands. The CLI commands you can use if you are not interested to use git. You can use GitHub desktop to clone your repo. See how we can do with git repo. Now I don't want to remain in master branch. I want to remain in branch called develop because I want to make changes in that branch. So let me just go ahead and make some changes. Say I would like to go and make changes in the I'm making the changes now. New changes into the project. Okay, now I save the changes now. Changes are done. 703 at 703 I have made the changes. Now what I would like to do is I would like to go ahead and track the changes that I have done. Yesterday we have seen git status. Now this is a status that you are able to see right now. Changes that you have done. And now let me just go ahead and do a commit. So this is my git commit, new changes to the project that I'm doing. After that, what did we do? We committed. Now it is a commit that you do, commit to develop the branch which you are very specific. And then after commit, what we have done, participants, we pushed it. Now I'll just click push with GitHub desktop. What will happen if I go ahead and do a push with regards to GitHub desktop? The changes will go ahead and get committed. And also participants, you can see what happened in the history that you have started yesterday, or you made some second commit, deleted it, added a new branch, committed to that particular branch, all the tracking history you can see. And now let me go ahead and see, is my new branch, which is a develop branch, is having the latest commit? Awesome. 39 seconds ago, latest commit has come up. Let me double check by visiting new changes into the project. Is that clear, everyone? Participants, did you get the answer?
Yeah. Thank you.
Participants, did you get the answer? How many of you did not understand what I have done? See, at the start of the session, I asked you, how do you go? How do you go and make changes and commit those changes to a very specific branch? This is what I was asking you. So what you people responded with? First, git, you will go ahead and clone the repo, that repo. You will go ahead and see what branches right now you are in. Okay. After that, if you're not available for that particular branch, let's say the particular branch, I called it as develop, you will go ahead and switch to that branch. Then you make some changes, git add those changes, git commit those changes. After the changes that you have done, then you go ahead and do a push those changes. This is what I was asking you guys. So you gave me the solution using git commands. Now this is something via using git CLI you have done. Via CLI you have done. Now participants, this has been a little lengthy process, or you felt this was very confusing in terms of git command. Now replace with this with GitHub desktop. Participants, use GitHub desktop. How simple it is using GitHub desktop? I did go ahead and clone the repo, step number 1, by cloning the repo file, clone the repo, I cloned it, switch the branch from master to branch that you want to switch, develop, added the changes, you could see the git status, I commit the changes, then I push these changes. Everything that I've done using CLI, I'm able to do using GitHub desktop. Clear, everyone? Hello?
Yes, thank you, Kumar.
Yes, Kumar.
Yes, Kumar.
Clear? I'll repeat it for you. I'll do it for you participants one more time. Check it out. I will go ahead and delete everything. I'll delete this folder. I think it will not allow me. First, I have to close this. Have to select this, right click, remove the folder. I'm saying even remove the file to recycle bin, move it recycle bin. Close this desktop, delete this file. I think it's already deleted. Okay, done. So participants, let's say that I'm given a responsibility. The responsibility goes like this. Kumar, go ahead and make changes into, or the developer comes to me and say, hello Kumar, please help me. My project manager asked me to go ahead and make changes in the code, but he asked me to keep the code to very specific branch called develop. I said, okay, developer, I'll help you. See, this is all you have to do. So developer, what you do, you first take your Git. Okay. Even before doing it, if you want, I will show you participants from the CLI. You can use participants. Hope people are also aware that along with Git CLI, there is something called Git Bash as well. If you have Git Bash, you have Git UI also. Even from here, you can do this. So Git Bash is something which a lot of people from the industry prefer. Git Bash, similar to what you are doing here. Which directory I'm in? I'm inside this. So CD, OneDrive, desktop. Okay, clear the screen. Do an ls. You see that right now there are no folders. There are no folders, nothing. Beta folder is not there. So I'll say git help me to go ahead and clone the repo. First I'll do with CLI. After that, I'll go ahead and do using GitHub desktop. So git CLI, git clone the repo. Git clone the repo, paste it. Cloning the repo. CD to that repo, which is beta repo. Do an ls -a. Which branch? Right now I'm in master branch. That is the reason it shows nothing. So what should I do, participants? Git switch branch to develop. I have shifted the branch. Git branch -a. It will show you two branches. Right now I'm part of develop branch. Do an ls-a. It will show you now two files. So developer was asked to add a new project code. So let me just go ahead and allow the developer to make the changes. Welcome to Git, new changes. Testing, new changes. Control X, made the changes, yes. Git add these changes. Git commit these changes. Testing, new changes. And Git push these changes. If you push, it is expected to go ahead and push these changes to the branch develop. See that it is branch develop. Now see the process, very confusing for you people if you can't remember the commands. See, you have to remember switch command, you have to remember the commands, additions, all this. So now I'm going to demonstrate to you people using GitHub desktop one more time.
Kumar, is it mandatory that we need to remember the commands, or we can use the desktop in the real time during the work?
That is what I'm very good question. So participants, companies will give you free hand sometimes, asking you whichever the method you want. If you are comfortable with Git CLI, perform the operations they'll ask you. GitHub desktop, they'll allow you. It is completely completely now the choice that you have. You can use git CLI commands or GitHub desktop. You can use. Companies most of the time will give you privileges. They will not come and interfere in your operations asking, are you using GitHub desktop? Are you using git CLI? No one is interested in that process. They'll not ask you. It's completely your interest. If you want to use GitHub desktop, use GitHub desktop. If you are comfortable with git CLI, companies never ever ask you, are you using git CLI? No, definitely they won't ask you, because they won't come to your machine and check what you are doing to do. So clearly it's your personal interest. I'm
But
very
the-
fond of git CLI. Yeah, what is but there, please?
But does GitHub Desktop has any limitation? Because it seems like the preferred choice definitely is the CLI across the industry, right? So is there any limitation with GitHub Desktop?
Awesome, I agree with you. Yes, the GitHub desktop, yes, has its own limitations. It's a UI based, so you can perform until unless you use GitHub desktop only, you can perform. If you don't have GitHub desktop, or if you want to do any kind of automation involving git commands, GitHub desktop won't be useful. You have to only use git CLI at that time when it comes to automation. What you said is git CLI will be used. But when it comes to basic operations involving cloning, commit, pull, push, you can use GitHub desktop. If you want to target higher level of automation, then go for git CLI. I agree with you. Okay. So participants, now a very important action I will just quickly complete, and then I'm going to bring a very, very interesting point to you. You guys have to understand it. Now participants, let's say now I have this branch, which is develop branch. I can see there are 3 commits that I've already done. Let me just go ahead and clone this repo. How comfortable you can do it, participants? Even you can do it directly from GitHub desktop, github.com only. Open with GitHub desktop, it will automatically open with. You can use this method. It will automatically open in your GitHub desktop, and you can clone it. So cloning is done. Step 1. Next, after that, various branches. Let's remain in one particular branch. Let's go ahead and make some changes. Let's open it up with Visual Studio Code. I'm making some changes now. Another set of changes for testing. If there are any spelling mistakes, grammatical mistakes not fitting in, please ignore it. That is not our interest at this moment. So another set I have added, commit to the develop branch, push these changes to the origin. Everyone, are you with me, people? Hello? Okay.
Yes, Kumar.
Yes.
Now, anyone out of the box, can you go and run this command for me, people? I'll give you the command. What I want is, take this command. If you people want to do, everyone wants to do it, please. All you need to do is, participants, git clone this repo and run this command. You need to clone this repo in your local machines. Can you do it right away, participants? I'm sharing the chat the command also. Git clone the repo. Can anyone clone it and give me a quick round of confirmation? Anyone cloning it? No one. Anyone can clone this?
I'm trying it, Kumar.
Okay. So participants, if you have cloned it, the purpose of asking you to clone it is if I am a developer and if I make some changes, can you go ahead and see those changes? Can you get those changes into your system? The latest change right now is happening here with the last commit, which is around about 6 minutes ago. That's the latest commit. Now I'll make another commit. Right away, I will make a commit. Can you see the latest commit? It's something that I'm asking you to check at your end. That was the reason I was asking you to go ahead and clone your repo. I'm asking you to clone the repo for a purpose. The purpose is if I make some changes here, can you see those changes at your end? If anyone can demonstrate this,
Kumar,
yes.
Kumar, I'm just able to see it. I'm not able to do it actually. It is a bit different in your system and it is a bit different in my system.
Correct. See, you don't need to do anything. You just have to see. Can you see two branches, master and develop?
Yeah, I can see. I can see those in my system too.
Right. What is that? Can you see under hello? Can you see 4 lines? Welcome to Git, new changes into the project, testing new, another set of changes.
Wait, hold on. Currently, I'm in the what is it? Master development. I'm going to. Yeah, I can see. Kumaran committed 15 minutes, 7 minutes, 3 minutes ago.
Done.
Welcome to Git, new changes into project, testing new changes, another changes.
Done. Very good. Now I'm adding a new line of entry saying that new line entry as a developer I'm adding. Okay. Now just participants, see what I'll do now. I'm making a change at my side. GitHub desktop already recognized. So this is my new commit that I'm doing. Commit to develop, push to origin. So participants, Niranjan is another developer in the process. I'm one developer. Niranjan is another developer. Niranjan, can you see right now? Can you show us if your screen if you want? And can you show us your screen if you want?
Just a minute. I'm trying to share it.
Yes. So what you do is share your screen and show that there will be only 4 lines that you will get to see. Only 4 lines you will get to see.
Okay. Can you see my screen now?
I don't think so. Participants, do you see the screen?
No, Kumar, we cannot see.
No.
Just right click and share it. It will work for you. Share screen. There is an option called share screen.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I'm already doing that. Can you see now?
Yes. I think you're on mobile.
Yeah, currently I'm outside, so I'm on mobile.
Okay, no problem. So you can see that changes. New entry as a developer. See, if you are doing it on
new
a
line entry.
no, this is not what I'm expecting. You're visiting my github.com. I'm asking you would have cloned it on your local repo. Nevertheless, it's okay. What was my plan, participants? What I wanted to show you is if there are 2 developers, developer 1 and developer 2. Let's say I am developer 1 on one side, Kumar as a developer on one side, and Niranjan, who is another developer on other side. This is how in real life situation, participants, things will work.
Yeah, it's showing to me. Can I share my screen?
Yes, awesome. You can share your screen. Yeah. Did you clone it on your local machine, Dina?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can share your screen and show people that. How many lines do you see?
1 second. 12 lines.
See, once again, you are visiting the same. Can you clone this? If you have Git CLI installed on your machine, can you go to your local machine? I'll tell you. Type in the command that I gave you.
Yeah.
But we don't see your screen. We don't see your screen. So it's showing us only github.com screen. Maybe you have shared only one.
No.
Awesome. So what do you do now? Git clone. I'll tell you space git clone and github.com azone cloud remove all that, beta.git, beta.git. Okay, enter. So you're cloning that repo, go into that repo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
Okay. No, this is not something you forget about this one. This is not show the local repo.
repo. So I have to change that screen.
So participants, there are what I'm trying to show participants is very, very simple logic. The logic is
It's now visible.
yeah, now it is visible.
It is.
No, this is your repo. Where is the repo that you have cloned, which is mine? You cloned it, I guess, somewhere in on your desktop. Not can you just pull up that black screen? Not this one. Can you close it? Awesome. Users SANT.
Yeah.
SANT. Can you go to that SANT location? Drive C. Very good. Users. Very good. SANT. Yes. It should be yes. Very good.
It's an empty now.
Folder is empty.
Yeah.
Okay. Now what you do? Run a command. Very good. You are on the right way.
Yeah.
Git switch. Git switch. Which branch you should switch?
Develop. No, master.
Develop. Very good. We are already on master. You should shift to develop branch. CD to that repo. You have to go inside that repo, right? CD beta. Awesome. From there, shift the branch. Very good. Now you see, you should find two files in it, hello.jsp and can you open that with a notepad, hello.test? See, participants, now he can see some changes here. Remain in this page, Beam, remain in this page. I have something to do. What I want to do is, I'm going to do now. I'm going to share my screen. So participants, what I want to do now is welcome Beam. I'm just mentioning. So I'm just adding a line welcome Beam for now, just that. So what I'll do now, I'll just go ahead and commit to the branch develop and push these changes. Now, participants, let me go ahead and ask Beam, can you go ahead and share your screen now and show participants? Can you see that latest change on that file? Can you show that latest screen for everyone? Can you show the latest changes that I've done? So participants, does he see the changes?
I need to push it.
So what should he do now to get the latest changes? Just think for a minute. See, me and Beam are developers for the same project. We are working on the same project. Awesome. So just pull one command, git pull, enter. That's it. Now see that his hello.jsp file has been updated. Try to close this and open it up. It will get that file updated. There you go. See? So participants, as a developer, I'll go ahead and make changes at my side and push those changes. Whereas Beam is another developer is trying to pull the changes from his side. Everyone are able to relate the logic? Beam, can I take the screen control from you?
Yeah. Thank you.
So participants, in real life situation, this is how multiple people on the same project will work. How multiple people on the same project will work. If this is a project that you are hired for, and let's say this is a project or a repo that is something which you are working for, or let's say there's an e-commerce portal, easy for everyone to understand. There is an e-commerce portal. In that there is orders page, there is a payments page, there is inventory. So if two people are working together, one person is working on orders, one person is working on payments. So how the changes he will push the changes from his side. If he wants to get the latest changes on the order side, the other person will pull the changes. Like just now, Kumar, it's me, I have pushed the changes and pull the changes from Beam has pulled the changes into his system. That is the power of Git, guys. Git push, Git pull. When Beam wants to make changes, Beam will go ahead and make the changes from his side, and I'll pull the changes from my side. I'll pull the changes from my side. Thereby, we have the latest code sitting here. That is the power of version control. Now you're able to understand, participants, how real life challenges are addressed. In real life situations, this is how the challenges are addressed. Someone will commit, someone will add, someone will push. In order to get the latest changes, someone will go ahead and pull the change. But in this entire process, participants, the changes are only very specific to branch which is developed. Only to that branch, the changes are very specific. Anything on the master branch, anything changed on the master branch? Nothing. Master branch is untouched. We are not touching at all the master branch. So participants, what we have learned for today? Participants, what we have learned for today? As part of the learning for today, I hope participants, you have learned much more informative session on the GitHub involving GitHub commit, clone, pull, push from Git bash we have seen, GitHub desktop we have seen, operations that are possible in terms of cloning, committing in both the scenarios, as well as we have seen how to pull the latest changes from one branch to another branch. So participants, can you do a practice for these topics that we have discussed for today? Will you do a practice for today's topic, participants? What is that you will use? Git CLI you will use, GitHub desktop you will use. So you will be doing all these actions by yourself. So participants, can we conclude this session for today then?
Yes, Kumar.
Yes.
Thank you, participants.